Hello everybody and welcome back to Edith Finch, or what remains of Edith Finch. Time we did Gregory, now we're doing Gus. Poem for Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Oh, what's this?
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oof.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Did. He was an asshole to the end.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Not a compliment. That's more of an insult.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Being this pregnant is not a good idea.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Your mother's story or who?
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. and to see kids in the house again. The
It's
house
just
had to
sad.
get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
It never is with the Finches.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Milton, how many do we have left? Milton, Lewis, Dawn, Edie.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
This is really good. Wow, that was really good.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
He disappeared into the drawing world. Maybe I'll do that too. I don't think I'll go quite that far.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
I will be getting a graphics tablet though, which is gonna be cool, to be honest.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Anything else around here? That doesn't seem like it. That's, I guess, the rest of the house up there. This looks
Mom definitely
really
blamed
unsafe.
Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the Cannery.
Cannery? And with the tuna? This is incredibly unsafe. No wonder you fucking die.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Tuna? Drugs?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
My God.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
That's not good.
Seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Growing bigger.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the Cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on.
Oh
I even
no.
encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis-topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play.
Wow, this is actually like really sad.
Talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
This is like going insane. This is literally going
Every day his
insane.
imagination grew stronger.
Yeah, I don't think
He
it's
no
good for
longer
anyone who
spoke
has
at the
this.
Cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They
Wow.
begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
No, this is bad.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
One where he controls everything.
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the Cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Handsome queen.
handsome queen.
This is literally becoming a game now.
The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents. She followed the sound of her
Silver harp.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Damn. I would actually play this game.
Proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Damn, that's really sad. Depressing.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
I can't even see my hand anymore.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
This isn't real, Louis.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown.
My God.
There was only one thing left to do.
No, there's nothing left to do. Just stop this madness.
Bend down his head.
It's a fucking joke.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
That's actually really, really tragic. Ow.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
I get it.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Yeah, seems in real life too. He died quite a lot. And killed quite a lot. Actually, in real life, he's a lot better.
On the way back,
Killed a lot of
from Lewis's
fish.
funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
I think both.
I wish we'd stayed.
Gonna make this a bit longer because we only have
But
2
I
left.
understand why we left. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Edith? Is this your room?
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
But I still don't know. Dawn and Edie. Are they still alive? No. No, they're not. So, did I not fully complete the game? I hope I found everything.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Damn, that's rough. So how old was Edie? Oh yeah, 1917. I read that as 1997. Oops.
the power had been shut off that morning.
Is Dawn her mom? I think so.
But Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
Ooh, that's interesting.
They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the
Did you die doing that?
I lost.
Wait a second. 1999, 2000. No, it's 11 years later. Actually, then it doesn't make sense if it was.
I got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things.
Then you went mad and you died.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
I think it's the latter.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that,
That's what happened.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
That's sad.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Now he's the last Edith left alive. Sweet. This has been a nice story. I enjoyed this. these all like child pictures of themselves. Yeah, this has been great. I am sad though that the last video and this one, maybe some parts maybe will get copyright striked. Maybe last one had nutcracker parts, the song, which you probably didn't hear any audio. Where in the bath scene, I can't really do anything about that. That's a lot of man. Thank you guys for making this game. Sure, you can do it with a gun. That doesn't seem safe. That's a toy gun or a BB gun. Testers. That's a lot. Sweet. Good job, guys. The end. Replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Oh, I think I can replay one of the stories that these guys have. Well, done. Gotta see how long she lived. If you guys enjoyed this, then please leave a like, and I'll see you next one. Bye.